Hey guys, welcome back to the vlog. One little update. Y'all know I love kids toothpaste because I find the flavors in general are a lot less irritating, especially, this isn't something I deal with, but if you deal with perioral dermatitis, the mint and cinnamon flavors of adult toothpaste can really be aggravating. So I get the kids, and a lot of times the kids have less SLS, which also can be irritating on the skin. Anyway, I got this Kids Crest color changing. It goes from blue to pink and it's a lot of fun, but this is definitely, I don't think this is one that's low in SLS because it foams, and when it changes color to pink and you spit it out in the sink, the residue kind of stains the sink a little bit pink. I mean, it comes off when you clean your sink, but just a heads up, if you were eyeing this for yourself, you may have a pink sink. Which is frustrating because it kind of looks like, that pink mold that collects when you have still water around the drain? That is disgusting. It kind of looks a little bit like that, but it does come off. Speaking of that pink mold, that's what I actually use peroxide for. I'm always cautioning against putting peroxide on like a cut or a wound because it slows down healing quite a bit, but it's great for cutting down on that pink stuff because if you just kind of plug up your drain and put a little bit of peroxide to sit there, if you happen to have some of that pink stuff, it'll just start breaking it up because it destroys the cell walls. Gotta get the drips because they get on my nerves. All right, so this morning I'm gonna come in with the Bieber treatment, if you will, the road milk glazing, whatever. I'm gonna do the glazing milk. That's what it is. I've kind of been alternating this some mornings, and the ordinary 2% aloe with NAG other mornings because I'm just trying to make my way through them, but I come on with this to damp skin. Over that, I'm going to come in with the peptide glazing fluid. This cap is kind of difficult to get off. It's like a cross between a screw off top and a pop on and off top. Like it can't make up its mind, so it can be a little awkward to get off and on. If you're new here, I reviewed these Rhode skincare products a few weeks ago and they're actually not bad. I know you kind of want to side-eye celebrity skincare, but this line is actually pretty good. Aside from that sticky, icky lip, whatever, they need to rethink that. I wonder if this line is going to die out or if we're going to get more products from this brand. I think they could do a nice cleansing balm, don't you think? That'd be something nice for them to come out with for us to dabble in. All right, so that absorbs pretty quickly. I don't think I look like a glazed donut. Coming in with the Banana Boat Protection Plus Vitamins Face, my sunscreen. This is also a pretty nice hand cream as a side note. I think a lot of people are sleeping on this. They think that Banana Boat gets a lot of bad press because all the fear mongers of sunscreen on social media, they love to hate on Banana Boat. Like Banana Boat and Coppertone, they have some deeply rooted vendetta against the anti-sunscreen crowd. But yeah, this is great. It's got niacinamide in it, helpful for redness, hyperpigmentation. Hopefully it can, ward off some oxidative stress. It also has a stable form of vitamin C, ascorbyl glucoside, which may or may not be doing anything. Probably helps a little bit with oxidative stress, hopefully. Well guys, I have a little update for you regarding the Pao Facial Fitness device. Now, I've been doing this twice a day for 30 seconds and I updated the weights. I went up in weight this week. I've gotten to where I can do it twice a day for 30 seconds. Now, if you are new here or you missed the 411 on this is a facial fitness device. Now, I am highly skeptical of facial fitness for improving the appearance of aging in the face. If anything, it's a controversial area. The studies on facial exercises are limited and conflicting. And there's a lot of concern, obviously, that if you exercise the facial muscles in a certain way, you actually could worsen wrinkles because you're repetitively creasing the skin. Now, this tool is supposed to activate the muscles around the mouth, the orbicularis oris, and the muscle that goes from your cheekbone to the corner of your mouth called zygomaticus major muscle. It's not actually creasing the skin. They're isotonic contractions. So the idea is that it's going to shorten the distance of the nasolabial fold And it's also maybe going to help with vertical lines around the mouth. And the reason I got interested to give this a try is because I was updating myself on what research had been done on facial fitness, because like I said, it's pretty limited. And I came across a study specifically with this device showing reduction in nasolabial folds when people did this twice a day for 30 seconds. It's published in PubMed. Now, I'm pretty skeptical, like I said, and it's actually a lot harder to do this than I thought. They make it look really easy. In theory, if this works, it may also help to add definition to the jawline and help with jowls. But like I said, who knows if that's actually gonna work. Even though I've kind of gotten the hang of this, I still have a hard time keeping it in my mouth and keeping it going. But you put it between your lips. You don't want to bite on it, which I actually have a hard time not biting on it because of the way it's kind of big. And after I finish doing it, I definitely can feel this muscle here almost feels a little slightly fatigued. And I do feel a little bit here. The first couple of times that I did it, I felt like fatigue in my mouth, but I feel like I'm specifically getting it in these areas now. So I'm like more efficiently engaging that area. Now I've taken photographs, and I'm gonna do this like the study. I'm gonna do it twice a day for a total of 8 weeks, and then I'm gonna film a video talking about the whole process. And I've taken photographs starting out, and we're gonna see if there's any difference using this. But one thing about it, if you have any kind of neck injury, you wanna stay away from this. This is one of my biggest gripes with this thing, is that it's hard to do and not engage like your neck muscles and start clenching like this. If you have any kind of neck injury, I think that is definitely gonna be a bad thing. They caution against using it if you have any type of neck injury. I will say there are pretty extensive like instructions. So all that facial flapping really worked up an appetite. I made my way over to Chef Kenny's Vegan Sushi and Bento. Finally got to try this place out for the first time. Several months ago in a blog, I mentioned how I've been wanting to try Chef Kenny's, and I saw your comments in that blog saying, oh yeah, 100% you need to try Chef Kenny's. It's amazing. And so on this day I went there, and honestly, they have so many options. It's an all vegan restaurant. They have tons of like vegan sushi rolls. The menu is kind of overwhelming because everything sounds so good. And you can order carry out or you can order delivery, but I chose to eat inside, which I highly suggest doing because it's honestly a very zen restaurant. And one thing you can get if you go there with a crowd, they have this sushi boat that looked really cool. Too much for one person, but yeah, I definitely would want to try that out if I ever took friends here. This is just some photos of patrons who are saying proud to be vegan. There really were too many options, honestly. Here's the roll I got. It's the jackfruit roll, and if you know me, you know jackfruit kind of messes me up. It like gives me weird dreams, but this was so good. It only had a little bit of jackfruit on the top, but it also had kiwi. I don't know, it was like a flavor explosion. And then I got this mushroom tofu soup that was so good. It was really good. This was the highlight. I got dessert. These little coconut custards were amazing. The little pastry was so flaky. It was amazing. I need to go back there. 10 out of 10 recommend. It was so delicious. So I tried out the Tree Hut birthday cake moisturizing shave oil last night. If you're new here or if you missed the 411, I love these Tree Hut shave oils. I wish they had a fragrance-free one, but they don't. They're just really nice. They don't gunk up the razor. They're super moisturizing. They're just a pleasant experience. The fragrance is not too strong, like it doesn't linger or anything. Previously I had the watermelon one, which I adored. This birthday cake one just smells like vanilla, and not like cake vanilla, not like food vanilla. It smells like a perfume vanilla. It's nice, but if you truly want the scent of birthday cake, this is not it. It says, it's odd, it calls itself birthday cake, but then the description of the notes, it says notes of baked cereal, vanilla, and coconut cream. It's more of a vanilla. You know, I was in Target the other day looking at these, and I poo-pooed the vanilla scent and got this at Walmart, thinking it was gonna smell more like a cakey smell. I think they have a coconut lime one I might like to try, but so far the watermelon was amazing. I'm preparing to do a video for you guys on skin signs of high thyroid. I have a video on skin signs of low thyroid, and I've gotten a lot of requests since then. Please do one on hyperthyroid. So I'm preparing for that. And you know, when you're watching this video, maybe it'll be up, but maybe it won't. So stay tuned for it. Yeah, stay tuned for it. There are receptors for thyroid hormone in your skin, and therefore when people have high levels of thyroid, hyperthyroidism, conditions related to hyperthyroidism, there can be certain skin manifestations. The most common is like very thin, clammy skin, because you get really sweaty. Thyroid hormone, you know, regulates your metabolism. Too much of it, you're burning up. Too little, you're too slow. But some people with Graves' disease, which is a type of thyroid, autoimmune thyroid disease, where you start out with hyperthyroid, and then later on it goes to normal thyroid and then low thyroid. But people who have that autoimmune disease, they can develop all sorts of strange skin findings, because what happens is the body starts producing a lot of basically extracellular matrix stuff, like the stuff that we're always coveting, hyaluronic acid, moisture. They make too much of this like ground substance, and it creates these like nodules. You'll see what I'm talking about in the video, but it starts out subtle, but then later on it can become a serious problem for people. So I was doing that. Those are honestly some of my favorite videos to do for you guys. They're all on a playlist on the skin signs of, because I feel like, you know, skincare products, whatever, we can talk about those until the cows come home. But personally, what I'm most excited about is talking about how the skin is a clue to all sorts of internal problems. And that's really, you know, a lot of what dermatology is. It's not talking, you know, so much about this serum or that serum. That is like, honestly, has very little to do with dermatology when it all comes down to it. You're not going to go to the dermatologist and like sit there and get an in-depth discussion about what the best serum is for like, you know, to buy at a given moment. You're going to go there because you have a skin problem, or you know, for a skin check for a skin cancer. So those things are not really going to come up. And so I feel like, you know, I really want to share that information with you guys. Recently I did a video on Merkel cell carcinoma, because Jimmy Buffett unfortunately passed away from Merkel cell carcinoma. It's a rare skin cancer, but it's increasing in the number of cases that we're seeing. Still rare, but yeah, so I have a video on that. So, you know, melanoma is a skin cancer from the melanocytes. Squamous cell carcinoma and basal cell carcinoma are skin cancers that start in the keratinocytes. But Merkel cell carcinoma starts in the Merkel cell, which is a neuroendocrine cell in your skin that is thought to be responsible or play a role in your light touch sensation. UV rays from the sun play a key role in all of those skin cancers. Almost done here with my pumpkin muffin. This has not lasted long, but I have been burning it a lot. If you missed it, I picked this up at Big Lots, and it has not been disappointing, aside from the fact that I'm going through it very quickly. It has a really nice throw. It's like the perfect
Hey guys, I just hopped out of the shower. I'm all clean and moisturized. And before I went in the shower, I watched or rewatched American History X
Oh my gosh, that movie is so intense and incredibly violent if you've never seen it. It's like one intensely violent scene after another, and just when you think like there's a little breathing room, like things are getting a little bit more soft, you know, people are coming around, boom, another violent scene. So yeah, it is not a, you know, lighthearted flick, if you know what I mean. But where is Edward Norton? I adore Edward Norton. He's a great actor. I mean, he does roles really well. And the thing I like about Edward Norton is, like, if you just see him in day-to-day life, as if I do, you know, as if I just, hey Ed, what's up? But if you just see him, he's kind of just sort of, you know, blends in almost. But when he's in roles, he really comes alive. Like the roles he plays, you would just like seeing him and how he talks and whatnot, you don't think of him in these roles, but he really does bring characters to life in a really great way. Is he the best actor on the planet? No, but I enjoy many of his movies. Like, you know, gets me thinking, I need to rewatch Fight Club. Comment below on if you've seen American History X. It's really good. And I didn't realize the woman, I forgot, the woman who is in Christmas Vacation, the Chevy Chase family vacation movies, the mom, she's the mom in the movie in American History X. And the younger brother, wasn't he in Terminator? Sarah Connor's son? I feel like he was. That's another movie that I actually kind of enjoyed, which surprised me at the time because I'm not really into like superheroes and that sort of thing. But Terminator is not a movie about superheroes, but you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, like supernatural robots and creatures. Yeah. But I did like Terminator. I remember enjoying Terminator quite a bit. And I feel like it was on TV for a stretch of time, somewhere around the late 90s, early 2000s. Let me know if that is something I dreamed up. I really like watching movies. I've been on a kick lately of watching movies from like the late 90s, 2000, early 2000s, because I don't know, you know, like it's fun to rewatch silly movies or serious movies. But check out my eyes. They are like kind of watery. There's some kind of pollen going about. Like, I swear, the weather, it was really nice today, but I don't know. I went out just after I watched that movie and some kind of pollen. I feel like when the sun goes down, the pollen is even, it's a fact. If you have atopic dermatitis, asthma, seasonal allergies, like the late evening time is the worst because the pollen is like a lot more mucous membranes. And speaking of that, that is why I don't spend a lot of time in my clothing that I have worn inside. Like I take it off right away because those allergens, they stick on the clothing like pollens and stuff, and they continue to aggravate your allergies. But yeah, speaking of which, you know, dust mites, that's another reason to shower at nighttime. Actually, is showering helps to exfoliate your skin. It helps dislodge those corneocytes that are going to come off anyway. Plus, you know, you bathe, rub stuff on your skin, it all helps it come off. And if you didn't do that and you just get in the bed, then as you move around the bed and get situated, those cells flake off. There are more of them to flake off into your bed, sit there in the bed, and that is food for dust mites. So that's another reason. That plus, you know, if you have any kind of pollens and air allergens that have settled on your skin, and you don't take a shower before you get in the bed, it can really make the symptoms of eczema worse. Itch, you know, gets a lot worse at night. So that is just, you know, a little tip. Like if you're dealing with atopic dermatitis, try showering before you go to bed at night rather than in the morning. When it comes to atopic dermatitis, the skincare routine, you kind of have to figure it out for yourself. There are tips that really help with atopic dermatitis, like the soak and smear thing, sticking to plain fragrance-free moisturizers, but everyone is so different that sometimes even those general tips, they end up being completely useless for somebody. You know, for a lot of people with atopic dermatitis, certain moisturizers and creams and things, they actually sting and burn quite a bit. You know, the barrier allows more irritants to get in. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap this vlog up here. Thank you so much for coming along with me. I hope you're having a great night, day, whenever you're watching this. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.